now. All right, beautiful. So good afternoon and welcome to the Digital Toolkit, the only place to get the latest tips, tools, and advice for your business online. The Digital Toolkit session today is a little bit different. We're focusing on branding for your marketing strategy. So essentially looking at your sales funnel from a branding and the various touch points perspective. So we've got David Letizia on the session today to give us the expert perspective on the sales funnel implementation for your branding. So thanks for joining us today, David. The Digital Toolkit giveaway for this month, and it'll be the final giveaway for Christmas. So drawn on the 10th, I think, isn't it, Carly? The last session, the 10th of December, for the Christmas Pamper Hamper. So you see my candle smells there, and Ellie Shea beautiful mineral moisturizer kit. We've got a few other things that are going in there as well. So really looking forward to seeing your engagement on the page. So make sure you like, tag, comment, share, and add your questions below to get them answered and go in the draw to win the Christmas Pamper Hamper. A big congratulations once again to the winner of the 12 months managed WordPress hosting from October and November, with Kinetics in the spotlight. A big thank you again to Kinetics, and thank you to Belinda Welland from Glitter Haven for engaging with the Digital Toolkit page. So well done again. So a heads up again with 2022 in very close coming up. We've got a rebrand for the Digital Toolkit coming up as well. So expect some color changes here. Watch this space. I believe we will be keeping it at Wednesday at 1:30 to 2:30 for the new year, as we haven't had any changes or preferences that are not essentially, you know, moving it from that time. So we'll keep it at that time for next year. And we have on the session today myself, Katrina Paranik from Ranking Australia, David Letizia from Your Business Optimized, Kay Ridge from Dash Social, Jamin Andrews from Kinetics, Taryn Surratt from Cassie.co, Carly Reading from Inkblock VA. We have an impressive number of experts that jump in with us every Wednesday live on Facebook. Forgive us, today we had some technical difficulties, so maybe not live, but it will be uploaded as soon as possible. So please do make sure that you watch this when you get a chance and send your questions our way. We will still address them for you and help you grow your marketing funnels online. A quick word from our sponsor. Hot and Healthy Academy is still running the 30-day for $1 trial. So please do take advantage of it while it's there, and skill yourself up for 2022 and grow your business. Don't forget to check out oncord.com for your web hosting platform, which comes packed with your automation tools and your marketing CRM. So it's really simple to build on the Oncord platform, very fast, and as well as setting up your funnels, it gives you all of those tools and work through tutorials in implementation as well. So very cool and affordable as well for small business. So please do check out oncord.com. So a bit more about the experts on the session today. Myself, Katrina from Ranking Australia. We help your business get Google-fied. So if you want to get found on Google, that means your SEO, that means your social media channels, that's your copywriting, it's your Google My Business, it's your Google Analytics, a whole range of things to help you to boost your ranking online, hence Ranking Australia. So please do reach out to us if you need to get found online. over to our lead host for today, David Letizia from Your Business Optimized. Thanks for joining us, David.
Yeah, thanks, Katrina. Yeah, David Letizia from Your Business Optimized. We specialise in e-commerce or online store optimization. So basically, we help people with their website. If they've got an established website, we try and add some things to it to make it work better. If they don't have a website or an online store, we'll build it for them. And then we build the marketing system in behind that, some automation, some content, and basically trying to nurture people towards an eventual sale. So, I'm going to go through a few funnels today, so you'll get to see what it actually looks like live on some Black Friday sales that are happening right now. So,
really looking forward to hearing your experiences recently too with the Black Friday sales as well. So that's going to be fun. Thanks for joining us, David. Over to UK.
Thanks very much, Katrina. Hello, everybody. I'm Kay Ridge, Social. We do everything social media and marketing. So anything, any platform that you have, we look after your organic content, obviously using keywords. And again, it's all fun. It's all coming up to Christmas time. I'm looking forward to a break, and I'm looking forward to today's session.
I think that's the same tune everyone's singing at the moment, Kay, coming up to the end of the year. Over to you, Jamin.
Thank you very much. Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jamin from Kinetics Web Hosting. As the name suggests, we do web hosting. So once you've done all that amazing click funnels and branding exercise and all the rest of it, we can host the website for you and make sure that when you do have those Black Friday specials and you've got a spike or an influx of traffic, that we make sure your website is up, active, and actually taking people's money. So, yep, Jamin from Kinetics.
We definitely wouldn't want to have any interruption to where payment gateways would be, Jamin. So really good point. Make sure that your systems are working and test them. Over to Taryn from Cassie. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Katrina. Yeah, I'm Taryn from Cassie. Cassie is an advertising software for delivering your ads automatically from your computer to a billboard in a very similar way to the way that Facebook and Google does on a pay per impression basis, basically. You know, that when it comes to branding, billboards are probably one of the biggest paid branding media available, so it's probably a good topic for us to be talking about.
Brilliant. And just a quick reminder to everyone there that Cassie is your digital version of essentially setting up your branding, so for your billboards, but they're out in the real world. So I think you've mentioned before, they're kind of like your Google ads but in the real world. So awesome. Over to you, Carly.
Hi everyone, I'm Carly from Inkblot VA. Our team of Aussie virtual assistants provide remote administrative services to small business owners. We do the jobs you hate. It's quite literally what we do. We do the jobs that you don't want to do yourself. We do the jobs that sort of get put aside. We get to do the jobs that are kind of below your pay grade. And I say that in the most loving way. You are amazing at this. This is why you've created your business. All these other things have to happen in the background for you to stay your amazing self and grow your business there. This is what we do over here, and we absolutely love it. So funnels, workflows, automations, it really makes the business grow. So today it's going to be really good. Back to you, Katrina.
Beautiful. Thanks, Carly. Okay, so make sure you've got a cold drink nearby or a cuppa in your hand, that you don't have to miss out on the nuggets we're going to share with you this session. So with our lead host ready to go, I might hand it over to David to tell us what's been happening at the moment with Black Friday and sales funnels. What would be some advice that you have for small business with regards to making their brand pop for Black Friday?
Thanks, Katrina. Yeah, look, if you haven't actually got your Black Friday deals all ready to go, you've sort of only got 2 days to get them ready. So you might have left it a little bit too late if you haven't done anything out. But really, the whole thing with getting your message out to the marketplace is, you know, which channel you're going to use, where are your contacts engaged, and what's the best way for you to get your message out there. So I guess all those three things need to be considered when you're putting things out. Most of my clients have reasonable databases, and that's email, social media, and reasonable website traffic. So they're the three things we tend to use. So we tend to use their website. We'll build a landing page for them on their website. We'll drive the traffic to that, and we do that with emails, with social media, and even in store. We're using QR codes and stuff to drive them to landing pages if that's what we want to do. So look, I thought rather than just talk about it, I thought I'd share a couple of screens here. So hopefully this is going to work properly. Always a bit dangerous because I've got so many screens going here. I hope I show you the right one. So if you see anything you shouldn't see, just let me know. So that should be a Black Friday screen. Is people see that? Cool.
Yeah.
So what we do with, depending on what the company's branding looks actually like, we try and keep everything the same. Well, this company uses black and red colouring for most of its stuff. So everything that we do, we keep it the same. Like it's, you know, we keep the backgrounds the same. We keep the you know, everything's in the same sort of process. And then we highlight some key things, like they had some products that were up to 90% off. And I'll show you something in a minute because they've sold out of them, so we had to change it last night. So these have been up since, I think this one did go up last Friday. Some of them didn't go up. Even though the sales started last Friday, some of them didn't quite go up in time because we were tinkering with them or whatever. And look, like Black Friday, traditionally it used to just be the Thanksgiving weekend in the US, which is basically this coming Friday, the 26th, through to the Monday. And so Black Friday, the weekend, and then Cyber Monday. But you know, we've extended it out. Most of our clients do it a week, but some of the bigger suppliers are now doing it for the whole month. So basically, as soon as it hits 1st of November, that's Black Friday, right? Which is a bit, I don't know, sort of takes away from the, you know, the instant sort of hit and the one-off thing. So anyway, so this client has the black and the black colouring. These guys have blue and white. That's their colouring. So we did their banner and all their marketing is in that same colouring. And they haven't got 90% off, but they've got 50% off on a couple of items. This is some masks that we sell on behalf of a UK company, and basically we've made them 50% off. And it took me a lot of convincing to get them to actually run a Black Friday thing, but this is going really, really well. So you just never know sometimes whether it's going to work. So it's pretty much come up with the idea, try it. Even if it doesn't work the first time, you can always tweak it. No one's going to sort of take you to task if you put up an offer and then make it better. If you put up an offer and then reverse it, then maybe that could be a problem. But you've always got the excuse that you've run out of stock, right? So don't be afraid to put things out there. Just make sure that if you have something that's live, that it's actually correct, like the price is correct and the actual products are available. Because no one likes it when they click on something and it's out of stock. And this is what happened with this cyber banner before. The one before was there was some products that were 90% off, and they actually sold out yesterday. So we have to change the banner and change all their marketing so we don't mention that 90% off anymore, because if people click on that or saw that, it's amazing how many people, they must have calculators with them or something, and they just if they see it on Facebook or they see it somewhere live and it's not what you say, they'll be onto you straight away. So be really, really careful with that if you're putting up an offer. So while I just battle with sharing a screen here, has anyone else on the call, anyone else got any client or their own Black Friday offers that they're running at the moment that they want to flash up on the screen? I'm sure Taryn, you would have something, surely.
I do. I can't flash it up on the screen because I have some agreements to not talk about it.
Okay.
But what I can say is that it's a large fashion brand, and they do the same. They have a really special weekend, and they don't call it a Black Friday sale, but it's something that they're known for doing during this period, and it's something that they always do. Now this year, because they thought that Sydney was still going to be locked down, they weren't actually prepared for it, so they only threw it up on Monday. But usually, yeah, for a week in this period, they'll put up this really specific message that is this thing that their whole brand is actually known for doing, and it's one of their biggest sale periods because people are expecting and waiting for it to come up.
Cool. Anyone else? Carly, you got any clients running any Black Friday stuff?
Not at the moment. Most of mine are service-based. So I found it difficult myself to identify what would be like a sale sort of item for a service that I provide. So I kind of just ignore it, I've got to be honest. If my husband's looking for a camera lens and he's gone, I've been waiting all year for this. And so he's doing that, but I kind of just ignore it. I just sort of go back into my hole, to be honest.
I know that Amazon Australia started theirs on Monday. They didn't even wait for Black Friday. And I know that you've got Maya, the Iconic, the Good Guys. But can you tell me more about Cyber Monday? What is Cyber Monday?
Well, that's been tacked on for the last probably started reasonably about 5 years ago, maybe in the US, becoming a big thing. And it's only really been a big thing in Australia for the last couple of years. And it was really about IT gear, like so because Black Friday normally was about, I don't know, homeware products, maybe fashion and stuff. And then the IT guys got onto it and thought, well, let's have our own day instead of competing against Black Friday. We'll call it Cyber Monday, and we'll put a whole lot of offers out on that Monday. So that's where it came from. But like you said, Kay, pretty much everyone's running at least a whole week, and they're running it right till the end of the month. So that includes Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And I've noticed some of that branding that we were using before for clients, we actually mentioned both. So sort of you cover both bases basically, and that gives you the excuse to have it going for the whole weekend.
It's kind of like, let's put all the sales on before Christmas instead of after.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether, obviously Thanksgiving is a holiday in the US, so that's probably why it came about for that weekend, that everyone's got the days off and they're potentially out shopping. Yeah, I'm not sure where it really came from, but everyone's just got on the bandwagons. It's just another chance to put some specials out before Christmas. That's right.
I tend to find, like, when I used to work in a retail store, it was usually clearance stock that we were trying to get rid of.
Yep.
So it was a good way to get rid of things for a good reason rather than just because it was old.
Yep. And that's what most people do. That, like that 90% off, that was actually some stock that had been sitting around for a while, and they wanted to get rid of it, and they did. So it only took 3 days to get rid of it, and it's been sitting around there for 2 years. So that's exactly what you want to do, basically.
We sort of see a lot of the Black Friday and of course Cyber Monday stuff come through our clients, and most of it's due to lack of preparation on their part. We see, they get a massive spike or inrush of activity on their websites, and they haven't tested or prepared, or they've got this new plugin, or WooCommerce has gone Australia, or whatever they've done. So we sort of see a lot of that where there's no preparation that happens, and it's all panic when they actually start selling. So from our end, it's sort of a mad dash to work out what's broken on their website and push it back to them. So you need development work here, and here. So I guess my key element out of that is, no matter what you do, test it all before you have these promos, because it costs you money.
Yep. Yeah, but oftentimes you don't know just how well it's going to go too. So that's another problem. You're never really sure just how many people are going to respond, and in this current environment, sometimes things that used to work don't work anymore, and vice versa. So it's actually quite difficult to know just how good things are going to be. So I just thought I'd share with you a bit of a sales funnel that is currently going at the moment. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this too well. Can you see that?
What's this program you're using? Infusionsoft, isn't it?
Well, this is Infusionsoft, yeah. So this is actually that one that we just looked at before, the Black Friday one. So inside here, we did send one out. What date is it? 22nd. So that was whatever that was. Was that Monday? So that should have gone out. It should have gone out on Friday, but it wasn't ready. So there's another one programmed to go out on Friday for Black Friday, and then there's another one going out on Monday for Cyber Monday. So let's give you a quick look at this, because it just displays a little bit about how we use the very slow. So basically that's that banner I showed you before, and then there's a whole lot of products that are in there, and we've just kept exactly that same branding and colouring. Obviously a bit hard when the product's actually the same colour, but everything sort of looks and feels the same, and if someone clicks on that and goes to the product on the actual website, it's got exactly that same picture on it. So I know, Jamin, you're probably seeing a lot of issues with people clicking on links, but our clients, we try and keep everything looking and feeling the same. And most of our clients, for this client, their customers are older people, and I think if they get away with clicking something once, they're pretty okay with doing it next time. So so that's one thing. Branding, all the branding looks the same in the first instance, and then what happens with the automation behind this is if someone clicks on one of those products inside the that original email, it tracks the link, and if they clicked on that, so that Honda multi-tool, which was that first one there, in 2 days' time they'll get another email which is just about the multi-tool. So we're trying to actually, I guess, push them towards a sale, and this is an unbranded one. We try and do this as we mix the branding up. So if they've already seen the product with the Black Friday thing on it, we want to just make it pretty obvious that that's the tool that they're buying, with all that other stuff in the way. And we might even do a one with just text, because sometimes the links and the pictures don't get through people's firewalls or people's.
So just curious there, David, because this goes out if they haven't bought the item in the first place, yes?
Yeah, so what happens, I didn't show you that, but in here, if they buy, it'll actually tag them. The system from the sales portal will actually put a tag against them. So they use eSuite as their back-end system, and every sale gets this eSuite tag on them, and that'll actually pull them out. So if they buy anything on the website, it'll take them out of this whole process. So, and we typically do that so that they don't, if they bought something, they don't get hammered with another thing. But that's a pretty standard automation that we use for most of our clients. And you can do this in Active Campaign, Salesforce.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether does Encore do that same sort of thing.
Encore, yeah.
Yeah. So most systems will allow, like MailChimp won't, but most proper CRMs, marketing automation systems will allow you to do this sort of thing. And it's really good, because if someone's showing some interest, the last thing you want to do is try and get them back to where they were, and they've already gone past that point. So
yeah.
So that, yeah.
Encore doesn't look like this though, with the graphical outline and the little arrows and things like that, but it does have a logical step to map out. So essentially whatever you want to happen at certain stages, and then enact that, whether you want it to wait or whatnot, or tag or that sort of thing. So it does that. That's not an issue. But yeah, I find the graphical one that you just put up is a lot more, I guess, easier to kind of see that workflow. But yeah, I've not actually used the mapping one, like with the graphic interface before. So Encore works so.
Yeah. And if it's a pretty straightforward thing with only one or two choices, it's quite easy to do that in a table format or in a format where it's just basically steps following each other. It's just when you have, and that's a pretty simple automation because it's just doing one step afterwards. But if you had something that was going to do 10 steps, for instance, and you had 3 different options, that's really difficult to look at if you don't have that sort of graphical interface.
Yes, definitely.
So it just depends on how complex your thing is, right? And if you've got something that's really complicated, then you need to spend the money on a system that's going to do it for you rather than trying to do it manually yourself. So I just thought I'd throw you, this is actually the landing page that is behind this Black Friday sale for this client. Couple of things to notice on here: if you're doing things with a definite time frame, make sure you stick a timer somewhere in the process. You can stick that in an email as well if you wanted to, but it's, you know, that sort of thing can help drive a bit of traffic. Actually, I just noticed someone hasn't updated the banner here. I better go and do that as soon as I get off the call here. That's a bit of a worry.
The having the animations there at the top are really quite effective with regards to, obviously, you know, grabbing the user's attention. So I'm just curious, what is that, a plugin of some kind? Or
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they're both plugins. Yeah, so this is a WooCommerce website, so they're both plugins. I'm not actually sure which one that's doing that Black Friday Cyber Monday one.
it's very cool though. I've seen it in a few places now, so but it is quite eye-catching. So would love to know what that one is.
Okay, well, I'll find out for you. It's probably an Elementor plugin.
Okay. Good old Elementor.
Yeah. Yeah, we tend to use, with WooCommerce, we tend to use Elementor and Divi as the 2 main plugins, and it just depends on the client's website and what they're trying to run. So actually, these shouldn't be on here either too. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to definitely have to go out there and fix that one. You know, obviously, the team didn't quite get to doing the whole thing. So, and that's a bit of a danger if you're running things that where there's changes. You've got to make sure you keep your website.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
If I click on that, it should tell me that it's out of stock, hopefully. Yeah.
I've got I've got the Touchpoints handout up and running if you're open to having a chat about that one and comparing the digital versus physical.
Yep, sure. Let's go.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is obviously the various stages of the customer journey itself. So, you know, taking them from an unknown and to an advocate for your brand. And at each stage, there's various touch points. So, you know, you can see more than 30 there at least. And when you're looking at the sales process or setting up your sales strategy, it's something that you've got to kind of really map out. If you've got some clients that will jump on board straight away, or you've got clients that will take, you know, 12 months to nurture. But, you know, what does that process look like? At what point, you know, what are you going to show them at each stage of that journey, and nurturing them to continue, like, to build trust and actually get them to take action on your page. So I think, David, I'm curious about your perspective on this one, as well as Taryn. What I've found generally is an average customer journey is somewhere between, you know, 1 and 6 weeks, depending on for engagement. So would that be pretty consistent across the board there, David?
Well, yes and no is probably the answer to that. Like we've got some people in some of the databases for clients that have been there for like 5 years, and you just never know when the buying decision or the buying window opens and they're going to do something. So we've had people literally who entered a competition from Facebook 2016, so how long is that? That's almost 6 years ago, and they just bought something now. So it's amazing how long people can be in systems before they buy. So, and then there's people who come online. You can see that they've checked you out on a few places. They've picked up a coupon because they put something in the shopping cart and then went to leave, and they've actually bought straight away. So it can be from literally 30 seconds to 6 years, depending on, well, that's in my experience, that's what I've seen. And it's not uncommon for people to take a very long time, especially if the item's quite expensive. Like if it's a $2,000 or $3,000 item, yeah, it can take quite a long time. But Kay might have some views on that, because she's into that into the social media sort of place. What about you, Kay? What do you find?
Look, it's how long's a piece of string. And it really depends on the buyer personality. Some are, this is what I need it now. Let's just go and buy it. Others are, I just want to have a look at it for a while. I need to see your branding for 7 times before I start to build trust in what you're doing. So it really depends on how much they're hurting, as far as what their buying motives are going to be.
So I guess, what would be a better way to think about it then? Should we think about our so from the business owner's perspective of what the ideal length of buy-in would be, so if they're ideally wanting to get people within that 3 to 6 week mark, or whether they're happy to focus their marketing on the long game as far as positioning the language and formulating those touch points. Like, you've got a very different tone of voice for those wanting to act now. So for example, your Black Friday. Otherwise, you've got very gentle and subtle tone of voice when you're putting people in your database for the long term. So you're happy if they buy 6 months, 12 months, or whenever they essentially need you. So if we're talking, say, software products, then you kind of need to upgrade those fairly regularly, but you are getting into a process of a 12-month turnaround at a minimum. So, but potentially a three-year turnaround for software. Computers, Apple, Samsung, that you get people who upgrade with every new release. So you've got a number of things that they need to send out in the meantime to get people excited about the next one coming out. So I guess the consideration there is a couple of questions that we can essentially ask ourselves as far as making that decision to commit to a buy-in time frame. And I think that makes a huge difference with your key marketing strategy, because you're going to position your language entirely across the board. I mean, naturally, you're going to have some slight changes with emails and things like that if people are going into your subscribing to your newsletter or your brochures. That will come up every now and then, but it's definitely a decision that needs to be made.
Yeah, well, I think the way we tend to look at it is there's 3 things that people buy. They buy you, the person who's either the principal of the business or the representative of the business. They buy the company or the business themselves, and then they buy the product. So if you've got something like an Apple product, they know the company and they know the products, so it's pretty easy for you to sell that. And that stuff, a lot of that stuff I was showing you before was Honda, right? So people know Honda. There's less of a sales spiel than if it was, say, I don't know, a Briggs & Stratton generator, for instance, because people don't know that so well, or a Hyundai generator, something a bit new in the marketplace. So I think when the product or the company are not well known, there's a big increase in the buying time frame, because you have to sell those things before they'll actually buy the product. So and if it's the same as if you're a service provider and you're brand new or you're not well known in the area you're working in, then you have to sell yourself first as well. So I think that's a really big part of it. If they don't know you and they don't know your product and they don't know your business, then the sales cycle is going to be potentially a lot longer.
But that's really much David sort of saying, and it's true, you are your brand.
Yeah.
And people buy from people they like, as we've said in this session before. So, you know, you really, you represent your brand.
So I guess that kind of brings a question there for Taryn, because you're seeing a lot of the collateral that comes through for the Cassie billboards. So I'm just curious, you know, what would kind of solidify that as a, you know, successful strategy? What percentage would you find that branding is more focused on, you know, the identity or you know, just general brand awareness as opposed to remarketing with the billboards?
The majority of the out of home, whether it's billboards, whether it's your bus shelters or your screens indoor, like inside the retail centers, whatever that is, the majority of that will usually be about making you aware of the brand. And sometimes that means making you aware that the brand does this particular service or has this particular product, or sometimes it's that they're a sustainable company or something like that, but it's something that it's a value that they want to sell to you, not necessarily the product itself. Most of what we see through billboards is that sort of thing, but as with, you know, we got the Black Friday events on right now, those are obviously sales driven. So if you know the brand and you can recognize the brand, and then you see that brand that you know and like has a sale, you are much more likely to act on that than if they hadn't been running anything else. Previously.
So definitely a key activity that they're referring to in conjunction with the brand, definitely. Okay. So just out of curiosity, because as well, you've got a lot of ads that go through and they're subject to approval before they go up. So what tends to win over more? People trying to direct them to, say, a website or a physical store?
I would say that at the moment, a physical store is potentially more realistic, in the sense that it's going to depend on how you run your campaign. If you're running a really broad, wide campaign that's meant for everybody, then maybe going to a web page makes sense. But if you're just doing a local area around your shop, then I would be directing them into the shop. It's partially a business decision, but also you can say, hey, I'm actually here, I'm local, come and see and talk to me. And that gives you an extra touch point of a real person to sell that product onwards. That's how I would generally do it. But if you do go wide, definitely website is the place to go, but it would be a specific landing page, because you've brought them in for a reason. So you don't want to just drop them on the homepage and go, here, go nuts. So yeah, it's very much, when you're doing that sort of approach, you would treat it exactly the same as you do for online. You need them to have a path to follow.
Definitely. So I guess that kind of brings it back to the customer mapping, the customer journey, definitely. So Jamin, a question for you there. Being able to facilitate, you know, that digital presence that supports the physical presence, how often would you come across websites that forget to, you know, put their contact details or shop details in there, and because they don't have any point of contact as far as an email or a phone number? I know in my experience I've seen a few.
You mean like contact forms and phone numbers on a website and things like that?
Not just a contact form. What I'm saying is actual physical contact. So because as much as, you know, a business can have their lead forms there, their online sales strategy, not everyone likes to complete a form or give their details via a website. They much prefer to pick up a phone and call them directly. I guess it depends on the product, depends on the business, and depends on the need from the client. But it's been my experience that you'll have probably about 30% of websites don't touch a phone number, don't put a phone number on their website. So would that be the same for you?
Because we're not really in that development space, I don't come across it often where there's no number. But if I talk about it from me going and looking at sites and buying things, yeah, look, I do everything online, so I don't normally look at a phone number. It just depends on what it is that I want to buy, right? But yeah, look, we've got clients that just sell online, and their only touch point is either via chat or via email. Even some of the largest IT registrars in Australia have only support desk, and that's it. So you never get to talk to a person, so to speak, via a phone or whatever. You look at Xero, for example, one of the largest platforms around for accounting. Try and talk to someone there. You can't. There's no phone number on their website. So I think it depends on the product.
I think that's Jamie, I think that's a really big point of difference for a small business. Like if you're in a smaller business, you are crazy not to have your phone number on the website front and center and your email address on the website front and center, because that makes you so much different from the big players. You know, they don't want to talk to you. Whereas in small business, that's your competitive advantage. You know, get the person on the phone, get them in the store, you know, get a real conversation going. That's where you're going to make the sale over and above and buying off your bigger competitor, in my view. So I don't understand why people don't have it on their website. It really annoys the crap out of me when you can't contact someone, even a live chat. You know, if you don't want to be on the phone yourself, if you have live chat, then that at least captures things for you. And if you are available, you can have it running on the bottom of your screen, and it'll pop up when someone's trying to call you, and you can interact with them. So.
Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, we have our phone number front and center because we want people to call us. You know, and that is our point of difference from the big guys where you can't call them. So yeah, I would absolutely agree with you 100%. The more channels that are open for communication in our game anyway. So I would agree with you.
I think it comes back to that decision making again, because if you're buying a $20 item, you probably don't care that you can't contact somebody. But like for us, for example, when you're buying a billboard campaign, it can reach tens of thousands of dollars. Like you really want to talk to a person. As much as I am a digital presence and I don't really want to talk to people, it's a really important part of our sales process, is to actually get on the phone and talk to those customers.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, I think there's a lot of touch points that have kind of come up in that conversation just now. You mentioned live chat, David. There's a number of different tools that we can use for that. But, you know, live chat, is it actually live chat? Because you've got chat bots that we can put up there, but what have you seen with the success rate of chat bots versus, say, Facebook Messenger integration?
Again, I think it depends on the product and the actual what people are used to in that channel. Most people that we work with on their website, they have live chat availability. It's not always 100% manned. But it does have an autoresponder. So if someone that does click on it and tries to send a message, it'll say, hey, we'll get back in contact you, and that message gets emailed to someone. So that's there. And during normal business hours, they're normally one of the team will be on that live chat, and they can like pretty much answer a question straight away. So I think that works really well. I'm not a big fan of messenger chatbots. I just find that a lot of times maybe it's just me, the way I think or something, but I just find that they never have the answer that I'm after. You just end up running around in circles. But if it's something like really specific, like I know our mate Mike Hilsden uses them quite a bit for his real estate advertising. And I think that it works really well because they're just after a question about the property, like, you know, when's the open house? You know, what's the agent's details? How much is it? You know, you can for a property, you can probably set that up really well. But when it's something a bit more generic, or there's a whole range of questions that someone could ask, I just don't think those chatbots work unless they're prepared to put hours and hours and hours into a whole lot of different variations. I just don't think it works.
Yeah.
I think people are learning how to use those chatbots though, because the number of, like, I man our chat window most of the time, but a lot of the time they'll just put in a keyword and expect an answer. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm actually a real person, so you have to tell me what you're looking for so I can actually help you. Yeah, a lot of the time we just get a single word popped into that chat window.
Nice. So people are learning how the chatbots work and trying to outsmart them. So it's nice when you've got real people on the other end who I guess, you know, change the tone of using that tool. Okay, so I guess to finish up, what would be your favorite touch point here as far as having a huge success rate? I'll go around the panel. We'll start with David. What would be your favorite as far as a managed touch point?
Well, obviously I'm into email marketing, so like an engaged list of contacts through email can get fantastic results. You know, even with all the changes that have happened, you know, some of our clients are still getting 30 and 40% registered open rates, which is probably a lot higher, you know, with all the things that aren't registered. And if you drive them to two calls to action, a click on a website or a call us. But I think you need those two things, because there's a lot of people who don't like clicking on things. You need to give them another option. If the business has any sort of call center or phone ability, that still works really well. Particularly like a lot of the demographics that I work with, because I'm a baby boomers for whatever reason, and they do like to call. So you need to have that option there.
Definitely. I will go over to Taryn. What would be your favorite, and obviously, you know, as far as successful managed touch points?
I think, like, as much as I'm biased towards billboards, I wouldn't say that that's my favorite. It's really, the closer you can get to a human, the better it still is. There are some people, like people my age and younger, tend to not like talking to people, and then obviously boomer age and older, they prefer to use the phone. So you're still balancing out all those different clients, and depending on who your customer is, the right choice might be email or it might be a phone call. But I guess, yeah, as close as you can get to the way that that customer wants to be contacted and connecting with another person, that would probably be the best option.
Definitely. I was about to say, yeah, networking is probably my favorite, because, you know, human connection, you can't build trust without building a connection. So definitely. Jamin, what would be your favorite?
Yeah, look, I'll probably be like you guys, where it's that human element. We work with a lot of tech people, and trying to get that cut through with sending an email or some sort of remarketing or whatever, it's almost impossible. So when we go to our word camps, you know, which is all about the nerdy stuff, we go to the PyCons of the world, which are once again all about the nerdy stuff, and you're actually able to engage and talk and communicate better in the way that they talk, and you got real cut through. So, you know, we get great success from that sort of person to person stuff. I enjoy it. I still do it, even though I've got a team of people. That's what I love doing, so I go out and do it. And yeah, that's probably my passion point in this business. I like meeting people. I like telling them how good we are and what we can do to help them. So
Jamin is also an excellent expo buddy. Brilliant. Yeah, no, I think that's kind of resonating there, making some form of contact with human connection. So expos, phone calls, networking, and email. Carly, what's your favorite?
Mine's a combo, actually. I have had more success and a marked success is if I've had a one-to-one conversation wherever we are, whether it's a phone, a Zoom, networking, you know, over off to the side conversation, And then the email follow-up. This is what we talked about. How did you go with this? This is a suggestion I was thinking of. I have had, I can't tell you what kind of stats because it just blows my mind, heaps better engagement of clientele when that combination happens rather than just the conversation or, hey, I was thinking of you the other day, you know, how did it go? Just the combination is fantastic. Clearly I don't have the words for it, but it's it has worked so much so that I understand it. And I don't do a huge amount of stats or the analytics or anything like that. I got people to do that. Thanks, Katrina. So when I notice it, I can definitely tell that we're onto a winner there.
Beautiful. All right. So for everyone watching, you've got you've got the experts here telling you what really works for them, what their favorite ones are, what actually yields results. So I would definitely make sure that you have the ability to call, email, follow up, and get out there and make some human connections through networking and promoting your business physically at expo stores. So combined with your digital strategy, combined with your physical strategy. So whether that be billboards, your website, your social media channels, these are all of your touch points that will help promote your business and convert your clients into a real customer and eventually to advocate for your brand. So make sure it's consistent and that it speaks the truth so that you can actually maintain that trust and they can then carry that on for you and become a brand champion for you. So without further ado, today's session is coming to a close. Please don't forget to pop your questions below and we will answer them. So if you've got any questions about a particular touch point or maybe one of the platforms David had mentioned earlier with regards to your setting up your physical sales funnel programming, please do go and check out Your Business Optimized. They're amazing. You can see them in action today. So make sure you rewind to the start of the video to find that out. Yeah, so reach out to Taryn if you're looking at putting some digital billboards up for Christmas. They will help you. They actually go through and give you a full demo of the Cassie.co app. It's very impressive, actually, the reach that they've got with their digital billboards across the globe, I'm just saying. But yeah, really good coverage in Queensland and around Australia as well. So thanks, guys, so much for jumping in today. And don't forget to register for next week's session, which is branding for videos. So I do believe we've got Tyson from Yodel jumping in and showing us his mad skills with videos. So until then, make sure you register to get found, get paid, and grow your business online. Thanks, guys.